Boo. Today I'm going to be going over a half skull. This look is absolutely perfect for Halloween. It doesn't really require a costume. One quick thing that's cool about this look, if you plan on going to any Halloween party that has UV lights, this look is going to glue. Let's begin, shall we? To start off, we're going to be using white face paint and a cosmetic sponge. Paint half of your face white. I'm just going to pin my bangs out of the way really quick because they're in my way. When you're done with that, it should look like this. I brought my skull over pretty far because I want it to look more asymmetrical, but it's up to you how much of a skull you want to have. Next, we're going to be filling in the details of the skull using the BH liquid liner. It's also up to you if you want to use the liquid liner, or you could also just use a black shadow from them. If you decide to use a black shadow, I would suggest using a damp brush to make it last longer and to make it more black. If you decide to use shadow, I would suggest using an angled brush for the fine lines and a small concealer brush for the eye area. But for me, I'm going to be using the liner. Begin by following the line that's already next to your existing white. Follow it all the way down your face. You may want to divide this line into multiple sections because you might lose track of where you are, or you might get a little off track from your white, but it's not a big deal if you do it in small lines. By dividing it up, you have less of a chance of messing up. Begin by drawing the circle around your eye. It's up to you if you want to have it more round or more like a heart shape. For this look, I'm doing it narrower toward the inner part of my eye and wider on the edge. Fill in what you just outlined using the side of your eyeliner. We're going to start off by creating our brow bone. Following that line over, we're going to continue to make a square along our hairline, dip it down, bring it out, and you want to end that line right about your temple. This will create the open area where your temple actually is. From there, we're going to bring that line down right about below your cheekbone. Next, we're going to start working on our teeth. Create about 2 or 3 teeth on the top and the bottom. After that, create a circle around your teeth, making sure you leave a little bit of room to color in your gums later. Next to that circle, we're going to create an oval. Next to that one, we're going to make another oval a little bit higher than the last one. Continue to fill your teeth in as you did before, but make sure you fill them in only in the circles. From there, we're going to go back to our cheekbone and finish out the line, connecting it to the bottom of the last oval. Next, we're going to make a little triangle on our nose. And last but not least, we're going to make some slightly large U's in some various places. This is just going to give it some depth and the illusion that there are some holes in the skull. Next, we're going to do a little bit of shading in some of the areas. Make sure you stay close to the areas that we're shading. We're going to be bringing these lines out a little bit, not a lot. When you've completed that step, you should have this. We're now going to add all the fun color to our skull. Really, you can do whatever color you'd like, but I like pink because it pops and it makes it a little girly. To continue with our shading, we're going to be using this dark gray up in the corner. And to apply it, we're going to be using an angled brush. Similar to what we were just doing, we're going to stay close to the outline, but bring it up a little bit further. Be sure to tap off your brush before applying. By tapping off your brush, you're ensuring that you're not going to have any fallout that's going to drop onto the white on your face. We're going to be bringing our shading back in the jaw area and in our holes. We're also going to bring some shading above the eyebrow bone. We're then going to bring the black back around and into our temple area. When you're done with that, it should look like this. For our liner, I'm going to be using a damp angled brush as well as some black eyeshadow. Simply fill in every area that isn't black already. We're now going to fill in by our teeth. There's going to be multiple colors within these gums. Throughout the multiple colors of the gums, I'm going to be continuing to use my angled brush. And we're going to start out by using one of the lightest colored pinks. With this pink, fill in the entire gum area. Next, we're going to be using this darker pink. This is the one we were just using, and this is the one we're going to use now. Concentrate this darker pink more on the edges and less on the middle. On your last one, bring it around the entire side. Next, we're going to be using this red-orange at the bottom. Once again, fill it in on the edges, but leaving some of the color that you just used showing. Next, we're going to be using the darkest red. We're only going to be using this in the last oval, and once again, concentrated only on the edges, leaving some of the color that you just used showing. Last but not least, we're going to take a little bit of black and add it right up into that corner. Now, I know that was a lot of steps for the gums, but it gives a good illusion that you're looking actually into something. Finally, we get to add our pink, or whatever color you decide to use. But for this, we're going to be using this pink. Now, let me tell you guys, this pink is actually my favorite BH color. It is just so bright. Like, it's just so bright. We're gonna take some pink, add it up here. It's okay to overlap it in the black. The pink is gonna appear light at first because you're painting over face paint, but when you keep adding more layers, it's gonna get brighter. Wonderful. To create our staples, we're going to be using these things called brads. You'll need these and a pair of wire cutters. What we're going to be doing is snipping off the end of the brads. That will leave you with 2 little metal staples. To attach them to our face, you can use the eyelash glue that comes with the BH Cosmetics eyelashes. Dip an angle brush in the glue and apply the line where you're going to want your staple. You're then going to take one of your staples and tweezers, and you might want to use the end of a makeup brush to help it push it down as you move your tweezers out of the way. Continue doing this down your face. Now that we're done with this side, we can move on to the prettier side. First, we're going to be filling in our eyebrow using a small angled brush, and by using the same pink that we used to fill in our skull. We're also going to be taking a little bit of black and adding it to the beginning of our eyebrow. We're now going to be applying the BH Cosmetics Eye and Lip Primer. And we're going to do this by using a small concealer brush. Our first color we're going to be applying is white. Continuing to use the small concealer brush, apply it over your entire lid. Next, we're going to be applying this really dark gray that we applied earlier. To get a cat eye shape, take an additional brush, hold it up next to your nose, line it up with the edge of your eye and the end of your eyebrow. Continuing to use the concealer brush, we're going to apply our eyeshadow in an upward sweeping motion right above our crease. To blend it out, we're going to be using the BH Cosmetics blending brush. Next, we're going to be taking that same pink color that we used for our eyebrow and to fill in parts of our skull. Using the fluffy blending brush, slightly tap your brush into the eyeshadow and tap it off. Apply in a back and forth sweeping motion. Go back with black and make your line darker in the corner. We're now going to be applying our liner with a damp angled brush and black shadow. Next, apply your favorite mascara and your look is complete. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to go to Facebook and check out my page, Made You Look by Lex, and like it. Also, don't forget to go on bhcosmetics.com and check out all the awesome products they have to offer. You guys should really get this pink.